Welcome once again to another episode of Point of View. I'm your host, Tato Moraka. As the young people would call me, Youth and Dala. Joking, it's a joke. Kidding, man. So as the show really is about us interviewing various leaders from different, industries. And today, we're actually going to be talking about an industry which we are quite close with, which is content creation. Getting really just an in-depth on what is this world of content creation. And you find that there are regulations, things that ensure that people are conscious of the things that they post, things that they say, because you also have to protect children. To sensitive content. It can be various types of content, be it, content that is meant to only be watched by 18 and above or 13 and above, and understanding those, age groups and how they are measured, and the team behind it. How do they also make that happen? And today in studio, I'm joined by Mr. Ephraim Kako, who is the acting CEO of the Film and Publications Board. Film and Publications Board, which sits under the Department of Communications and Digital Technologies. And he's here to share some insights with us, and I'm looking forward to having a conversation. So, Mr. Ephraim, how are you doing?
Okay.
Man, it's not sharp, man. Overworked, underpaid, trying to do the Lord's work. And I just really want to say thank you for taking time under such short notice. But you know what, for us, as Lima, we work with a lot of young content creators, right? And they love this buzz. Hey, YouTube, TikTok. They want to produce also for broadcasters like SABC, MultiChoice, and so forth. And then they find out that there's the Film and Publications Board. So I'm just going to maybe just to quickly ask you just to introduce yourself and just tell us a bit more about what the Film and Publications Board is about.
Sure. Thank you so much, Tato, for having me. So my name is Ephraim Kako. I'm the acting CEO for the Film and Publications Board. So the Film and Publications Board is a statutory body established through the Films and Publications Act of 96, which came to amendment in 2019. So at the core of our mandate, we regulate the possession, distribution, and creation of films, games, and certain publications. And the core of it is that we need to classify content before it goes for public consumption. We sort of give it age rating, and then we give it a consumer advice in terms of the content that it has in line with our classification guideline. But at the core of our mandate, it's really about protecting children from exposure to harmful or age-inappropriate content.
So what you are simply saying to me is that whenever I see that PG, 18, SNVL, that would be done by the Film and Publications Board.
Yes.
Okay.
So what then we do, there's a classification committee which then looks at any content before it goes to the public.
Okay.
We verify the content, we check it according to the classification guidelines, whether there's violence, whether there's nudity, and then we allocate the age rating based on what the classification guidelines are saying.
Yeah.
We're not just giving the age rating saying this content is only suitable for, say, 10 and 12-year-olds or anyone else below the age is not supposed to be watching it.
Yeah.
But you also then give consumer advice in terms of what kind of classifiable content is there. You talked about SNVL.
Yes.
So we do give those that this is the age rating, but you are more likely to see this kind of content. So it is a warning. And I think one of our payoff lines is saying, we inform, you choose. So we're not going to come into your home and say, look, you should not be watching this with your 10-year-old.
Yeah.
We inform you, then you actually choose.
So it sounds like it's something that, I recall in Nakilintwana, trying to watch Yizo, or The Bold and the Beautiful over days of our lives. And our parents would just, say, this is not age appropriate. So I'm trying to get a picture, when you were growing up, who's in that different? How did you even get into this space?
So I come from an IT background, and for me, the responsible usage of technology, it's close to my heart because technology touches all of us. Technology has huge impact on our life. Technology has, expectations of it, but we need to be responsible on how actually do you want to use. So for me, the reason why I'm involved in this kind of work is that the public, especially the children, needs to be protected on the responsible usage of technology. And our role, especially as adults, especially as parents, we have another sort of key role in ensuring that we can protect our children.
Somebody else would ask, why should I care?
So we should care. All of us should definitely care because we are raising kids. Some of us are parents, even though you may not have your own children, but there are those that you are taking care of. Or at least as an adult, you have that responsibility. So we really want to make sure that the South African child grows up in a safer environment, protected from all the online harms or all the harms that are there, in a responsible way. And us as parents or us as adults, we have a responsibility to do that, because children on their own, what then do? They get exposed to this harmful content online or in any other platforms. But that then has psychosocial impact on the child's growth going forward. I mean, imagine if the child is exposed to extreme violence at a young age. The child thinks that is normal. They normalize that kind of behavior, not just on content they're seeing or either on social media, but also on the games that they're playing. So that's why the Film and Publication Board, we then classify and regulate the distribution of films and games as well, because online gaming is again one of the big sort of area that children are now exposed in.
You know, this sounds like you know, a very difficult job. And I say difficult because, you know, on the one side, you have technology, which everyone who has a smartphone, by virtue of it, you've got a moving laptop, right? And this laptop can download various types of apps. There's the internet. At a capacity level, how capacitated is the Film and Publications Board to manage all of these, important, duties of ensuring that children are protected?
So, like most state-owned entities, we really have to work with whatever little money we have, because we're depending mostly on the fiscus, on the grant that